let's do things first. Yeah, I'm going to call a meeting to order. We have a quorum. So Wayne Sudchuk and Paul Kears. Present is Brian Joyce and Dan Coughlin. And 34 a.m. What I'd like to do, Carol, as just a point of order moving forward is that if we're going to do abatements, I'd like to do those first so the homeowners can move on. So from now on, whenever you put an abatement on, let's get those out of the way.
Sure.
Because the other ones are going to be a lengthy subject matter from time to time. So
Okay.
So we have two abatements up. Is that what you're saying? We have 27 Grace Drive.
Yep, 27 Grace Drive, and they're actually the only people that are actually on, so that's the only one we're going to do today.
Okay.
I will put him in.
Okay, so I'm going to recuse myself from voting on the abatement, as I'm related to the person requesting the abatement. It's my brother.
And Wayne, do you have the the information on the abatement?
No, I don't.
Okay, because I sent it with the original meeting request. And I spoke with Brenda, and she indicated that Ware River was overcharging them for 6 quarters due to a faulty meter. So Ware River is in the process of getting them back their money. So basically, they were being billed an additional 2,600 cubic feet. So the abatement was for $334.72. That's what they were looking for. John, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Can you explain to Wayne what actually happened regarding your abatement?
Apparently, I had a faulty meter, also for 6 quarters.
Yeah,
Okay.
I recall seeing something in the past. So,
There you go.
Thanks.
but I think enough people have seen it that I'm willing to approve it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So do you make a motion, Wayne?
So I make a motion to approve it.
I abstain. So the motion is passed.
Correct. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Yep.
Okay. So next on the agenda would be 94 Black Horse. So let me Black Horse Lane. So I just promoted Cameron.
Okay.
And I'm going to promote Nino. So we can talk about 94 Black Horse.
Dan, have you seen the plan?
I have, yep.
Okay, so you can maybe start with some comments and stuff.
Oh, sure, we can get right into it if you want.
That's okay.
So there's basically a 3-lot subdivision here. The applications do not indicate the number of bedrooms on it, so we really can't define the sewer privilege fee for each one. We need the bedroom count that's anticipated for each home. So that needs to be filled out on the applications. There's no information relative to bedroom count on the plans themselves. I did look at the plans. There's basically 2 sets of plans that I received via Carol. One was a 3-lot subdivision. The other one was the definitive subdivision plans. And there's a little bit of conflict between the two that I can point out. I think in terms of the standard profile or section of the water and sewer on the definitive subdivision plans, they were indicating a 10-foot separation, but the actual plans that we received for the sewer connection are only indicating about 5 feet of separation between the water and the sewer. And looking at the profile, there's only a 12-inch separation between the water and sewer as well. So typically, our standard, pretty much is as defined on the original subdivision plans was a 10-foot separation and an 18-inch separation vertically. So that needs to be checked and maybe resolved to see what the situation is there. If it's still going to be 5 feet away from the water, I'm not sure if water would be find that acceptable. In terms of the system itself, it looked pretty much laid out the way we would normally lay out our system. So a lot of our standard details are on the plans. So that looked pretty good. The only thing that I didn't see defined in there was the bedding and blanket for the low pressure sewer. There's a standard detail for the gravity sewer, but nothing for the that I could see for the pressure sewer. And we typically would require sand bedding and blanket for the pipe. There's also an indication on the sewer plans that there's a gate valve and then a ball valve. Basically the ball valve being the curb stop and the gate valve is prior to that. I think it's just been mislabeled. I think what they're referring to there is the E1 lateral kit, which is a combination ball valve and back check or flap check. So that should probably just be defined. There's a detail on the plan, so I'm assuming that's what was there. The only thing I could mention is basically also the flushing connection. We do have a drainable valve on that, so we want to make sure that is properly offset from the water as well. And that should be stipulated as a drainable valve on the plans as well. Generally, like I said, the layouts, the pumps were located, the panels were located. So most of the information that we would be normally looking for is there on the plans. It's just a couple of these issues relative to offset with the water, bedding material, and some notes on the plans to find that. But otherwise, the plans looked like they would be fairly acceptable based upon the previous comments we had made. So I think I'd be looking for an update on the applications to define the bedroom counts for each property. So the privilege fee could be defined, and also a revised set of plans to address some of those comments I just made. And I can put that in writing today.
It is the plan to build 3 homes within a 12 to 18-month period?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, Dan, did you have the sizes right? Because I know there was 1.5 inches going up to the last house. Is this beyond the last house that's there today? And did the pipe, I know it goes from 1.5 to 2 inch. Are they connecting it at the 2-inch pipe?
Yeah, they show connecting to the 2-inch extension off the 2-inch pipe. And then it transitions to the services, which branch off at 1.5 inches. But if you're using the lateral kits from E1, currently designated as gate valves on the plans, if they're using the lateral kits, as the detail might show, that would then transition down to 1.25 inch pipe. So, I believe the layout's going to be 1.25 inch to the lateral kit, transitioning to 1.5 inch to the main, and then the main itself would be 2 inches.
Okay.
Is that correct, Carmen?
Yes, so and I'm sorry, I think I have been in front of you once before, many years ago, but my name is Carmen Hudson. I used to be with Cavanero Consulting, now with Merrill Engineers. And yeah, so it was going to be a gravity 2-inch to the E1, and then from there, the 1.5 inch. I wasn't aware about the 1.25 inch. So the pressure service would be 1.25 inch then, coming out of the E1.
If you're indeed using the lateral kit that's shown on the plans, that lateral kit is 1.25 inch diameter, which is the standard discharge for the E1.
Okay.
So you put the lateral kit in and then transition up to the 1.5 inch, and then, when you hit the main, that would transition to the 2-inch.
Okay, I'll make those changes. And I just wanted to very quickly, because it's too late, Mr. Solostrak. I heard your comments, so I just want to make sure that it is clear what we're doing. Yeah, may I share the screen?
Sure.
Okay. Carol, if you could possibly enable the.
Sure, one moment. Yep, one moment. Okay, you should be able to do that now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, it had been mentioned that it was a 3-lot subdivision, and it's actually a 4-lot subdivision, 3 new houses, 1 existing. This is the existing lot of land, which is 9 lots, but it's used as a single-family home. And what we're proposing to do is keep the house that is here on lot 1 and then create this other 3 lots for 3 new houses. And just to make it clear also, because I know there are a lot of lines, I put color on the sewer lines. So this is the sewer main right here, which is 2 inches. And up to this point is, up to this point is 2 inches, but here it goes into private property. I believe that's 80 and 90 Black Horse Lane. And then from here on, that's a sewer service that's 1.5 inches to the existing dwelling. So what we're proposing to do is to extend the 2-inch main from here. So this is 94 Black Horse Lane. So the 2-inch main would branch out, one 2-inch would be coming here. The other 2-inch would continue on 94 Black Horse Lane property. And then the 1.5 inch services would come off of that. So I just wanted to clarify what we were doing and where we were connecting.
Now, on the first house on the left, the original house for the property, that goes back to the 1700s or something. There are now 2 sewer connections there, aren't they? Or is it just 1 on your plan?
So right now, the pink is the existing sewer service. So this house right here has 1 sewer connection. So the main goes from 94 Black Horse Lane under the driveway. And then it goes into 80 and 90 under their existing gravel driveways, and then back into 94 Black Horse Lane.
Okay.
And
Do
it was
80
a-
and 90 tie in, Carmen?
I'm sorry,
Do 80 and 90 tie in?
as far as I know, yes.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
And they're shown on the other service further down?
On the other service further
To
down.
the left, there's another service?
Yeah, so this is the service to 70 Black Horse Lane.
Okay,
This is to the, I think it's 39, the one that is uphill. I didn't have the information for 80 and 90, but that's within their property. And then the one for 94 is right here.
So should we consider running an extension from there around Black Horse Lane to the circle? And then connecting each home separately?
So
Dan?
the extension has been proposed over here
Yeah,
in front of 80.
yeah, I mean, the 1.5 inches is probably fine for the 3 homes, if you look at it in terms of frequency distribution of the flow. But that would be the limit as far as the 1.5 inch pipe.
nothing else could be built there other than those 3. I
Right.
wouldn't think, yeah.
So, I mean, it's probably fine the way it is. I mean, it's functioned that way for a long period of time without issue, as far as I know.
So adding the flow of these 3 homes is not gonna
No,
cause a problem going down all the way.
no.
So the question, I was proposing to extend this main as a 2-inch, not 1.5 inches.
Correct.
Okay, so it's 2 inches up to the end, and then each one would have a 1.5 inch service. Okay, thank you.
So actually,
Brian-
yeah, you do show that extension coming off the 2 inch is 2 inch. Where does the transition?
Yes.
point, Carmen?
Yeah, so you
One
see
for
this,
one for currently for 94.
so 94 would stay the same. This
Yeah,
is 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches up to the valve.
Okay,
And then from there is 1.5 inches. What
Yeah, so
I'm
it's-
proposing here is at this point, connect to the 2-inch line to a new 2-inch that would continue to the end of the cul-de-sac. So all of
Yeah.
this is,
Yeah, that's what we had discussed.
okay,
so-
thank
But just to address Paul's comment, it does show as 2-inch where the other services tie in, so it's more than adequate.
Okay. Brian, you have any input on it?
No, so I agree with Dan's comments on previously on the separation. Yeah, you need the 10 feet between the water and the sewer, and just in making those edits, I would suggest going before the water board because I'm sure that they will have comments. And I think one of those comments will probably be looping that water main up to the property that's just just west of this, which is I think the main comes down to the end of that street. I don't know if it's Cedar Lane or whatever. And just for clarity purposes, if you could show those stubs for the gravel driveways on that 2-inch, just because this will probably be a reference drawing. We want to make sure that we kind of capture those stubs, even if they're not, surveyed. I know that the valves are out there. I've seen them on 80 and 90.
Right, and those driveways are paved now.
Okay.
There is one little issue there for the one for number 80, is that it isn't really at the very beginning. It's not 10 feet apart. It's about 7 feet apart from the two little manholes there, the things there. So in the future, we're going to have to make sure that that's not going to happen again, I guess. And I do,
Anyone?
yeah,
I guess just one question for Dan. Dan probably knows better on this one. I just quickly looked at this is all within the sewer district, right? Like it's not, I don't want to set any precedent where we're not, because we've had other ones that were people outside the sewer district, I think it,
Yeah,
Goes-
I think the original 94, which has been subdivided, was in it. So
Yeah.
essentially, the other lots are still in it.
thanks.
So I have a question actually. So Brian, I could not find any methodology to meet with the water department. How could I go about getting a hearing with the water department?
So just email Brenda Douglas. I can send you her.
I have it.
Yeah.
should
So
I
Brenda,
be-
Brenda Douglas sets up the water and manages the water commission meetings.
And just request a plan review.
You'll make these edits, and I don't want you to have to go back and then make more edits because of what they've done. So I think it would just make sense to get the input and make the edits, and then have a final plan.
Yeah, and one last question. You had mentioned looping the water main. Cedar Lane is actually on the other side. There's no connection from here to Cedar Lane. But Black Horse Lane is here. That's the vehicular access that exists. Is that where you were talking about making a loop on the water main?
No, so could you go back to, you had a previous plan that showed more of an aerial photo. So it is, what I'm talking about is down, right there.
Down
So
here?
That Cedar Lane, that main,
Yeah, that's not built though. The pavement ends much before here. All of these lots are vacant. So
okay.
it's really far and we don't own this property. I just don't know.
So I think the comment, and this is, did you submit this a while ago to the water department for review?
I've been emailing Brendan and you regarding this, but I have not submitted anything because there was no,
Yeah. So I think the main is closer than that paper street there. There's I forget if it's to the north or south on this, but at any rate, I think, let me see what Brendan Stone and those guys have for
Yeah, if I could
drawings.
possibly receive because as far as I understood, I have received everything that the water department has, which I'm showing on the plan. If there's any other information of a water main that exists that you would like me to loop to, if you could possibly send me the record so I can show it.
Sure.
Yeah, it looks like that's currently listed as a private way.
Yes,
is
it is, and it has not been built.
And it has not been, there's no rights to the town currently, you're saying in there?
No, it's a private way. It has not been built, and also there's wetlands everywhere.
Yeah, you have two wetland crossings at least.
Yeah, so I just, I really don't see, if anything is outside of the property, I don't see how we can do work connecting to it.
Yeah, so I mean, I think my memory is that there's an 8-inch that runs down there and there's a cap at the end of the 8-inch, and I thought it was either on or near the property line. So let me, we'll dig up plans and we can communicate. If I
Let me,
Okay, thank you.
I'll share the screen real quick. Am I sharing, can I share screen, Carol?
One moment. Yep, you're all set. Carmen? Carmen,
Yes,
could you please send me what you just shared?
of course.
Thank you.
So here's the
Black Horse Lane.
district. You guys can see that okay?
Yes,
So I believe we should be in good shape as far as are they in the district piece of it? Are you adding, is that street, does that lane continue down to the cul-de-sac right now? Because it doesn't
So-
show it, it doesn't show it on this map here. Is that something you're adding?
No, so this, let me see, that street on the left, if you move your cursor to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, actually further down, that's the Cedar Lane. Yeah, further
Oh.
down to the left. That's
Okay,
Cedar, that's the road that Brian was talking about, but that hasn't been improved at the end. As far as our lots are concerned, yeah, we have a total of 9 lots, and I believe about 7 of them are in the district.
yeah, that's what we were trying to figure out, is which ones are in the sewer district.
I can provide that, but even just looking at this, so 34-54 is 39, I believe, Black Horse Lane. Let me see. So I'm just going to take a look at the,
Yeah, and you can see the other lots, original lots, and with the broken line showing them all on current ownership.
exactly. So right there, you can see that 34-05 is where 94 Black Horse Lane exists today. And then the lot underneath it is also part of 94 Black Horse Lane. So is the lot underneath that one, which is at the end of the district, and the lot over northwest of that. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lots, including that tiny little strip, which is a separate lot, that are within the district.
Okay. And Brian, do you know if Black Horse Lane is a lane that's owned by the town, or is it a private way?
Black Horse Lane is owned by the town up to the beginning of 70 Black Horse Lane. From
Right,
then
so,
on,
yeah, we owned the straight part before all these driveways, the fork, up to these
Okay.
properties.
Now, they'll be giving an easement for all the utilities and stuff, right? If it's private land today.
yes.
Okay, so that's,
Well, so right now, it's a private way, and all of the main, sewer main and water main, they exist on the private way. What we're doing now is extending it.
So
Right.
does, Wayne, do we need an easement for sewer to be on?
yes, it goes from the fork in the road there.
Yeah.
Big house, and then straight it goes. We made sure that there was an easement. That, and I think it was 20 feet wide. To go up to where the number 90. I think it might have even gone up a little further up to the circle.
Okay. So
So
we'll
just to be clear, we are, what we are doing is we got a subdivision approved. So it's not an easement, it's an actual street. And it's 30 foot in width. That's the minimum width.
You know,
But it's still private though.
Yes,
Yeah, so we still need an easement to be able to go on the property.
Yeah, check and see how far the easement went that we did sign with Livingston. 6 years or so ago or something.
Yeah, the
If-
question is, was that released previously?
Well, I don't know if it seemed like should have been permanent, so someone should look in the registry and just see what we actually did do.
So Carmen, is that something you'll do? Will you look into the easement?
What I'm going to do is, we are working with Adam Brodsky, our attorney. So
Okay.
I will ask him what we need to do as far as providing a further easement. I thought that by having an actual road, that you would have the right to have the utilities there. But I will check with Adam.
Thank you.
Is
You're
it the
welcome.
intent to have the town accept the roadway?
Nino, has that, I mean, I would think that that would be preferable, but I don't know if the town would want to do it. Has that
Yeah.
been discussed? Would you know?
That's a town meeting vote, I would think.
I don't think so. I don't know if I would prefer that.
I mean, we're plowing into, past 90 now, and sanding and stuff like that, so I'm sure that,
Well, I plow that road myself. I've never seen anybody come past that mailbox.
No, so the town just plows up to the public end of the public way and does a 3-point turn and comes back out. And we wouldn't be plowing
the fork is then?
beyond that. So yeah, parallel to the marsh area before it splits to all of these properties.
And we actually had to, as part of the subdivision, provide a new turnaround for the town plow trucks on my property. So that kind of tells me that they are intending on continuing to only plow up to that point.
I think that this cul-de-sac there is absolutely needed because today everybody's turning around in people's driveways.
Mhm. So this, I don't know if you can see this plan, but Black Horse Lane, the public way, is 20 feet in width and it ends here. This is the driveway that goes on, and this serves 70 Black Horse Lane. Right now, there's this driveway turns like this, and it's a private road, even though it looks like a driveway and it's 12 feet in width like a driveway. And this serves number 80 right here, number 90 right here, and there is a turnaround here for number 94. It's a circular driveway. So what we're doing is right now there's a 20-foot right of way. So we're keeping the 20-foot right of way, but then we're extending it to 30 feet over here. And then we're providing a cul-de-sac.
Terrific.
Mhm.
What is that little hash mark there? Right there. What's that?
Yeah,
Is
so
turn in-
these are easements for drainage. Those are where our drainage controls will be.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Brian, just to throw something out, if the water main doesn't extend down as far to the property
Mhm.
line, it may be advantageous for them to grant an easement for water to Cedar Lane and at least stub it out. So that maybe in the future will be connected to, but that's something
Oh.
that,
Yeah, once again, so Cedar Lane, if you were to drive down Cedar Lane, you would be on South Main Street, coming from the town hall, you make a left onto Cedar Lane. And the actual paved road ends about here. So all of this does not exist.
right, they
So I
could
would
theoretically extend the water though.
You could theoretically extend the water, but like this belongs right now half to Mary Ann Murphy, half to Sarah Leggett. This half, I would think that it would belong to Nino because it's a private way. But once again, right now, I would highly doubt that there is an existing water main that extends all the way through this paper street going through this wetlands to here.
Yeah, it looks like it stops at the end of the pavement there with an 8-inch cap, but I think that
Yeah.
8-inch cap was so for water quality purposes, looping this for firefighting purposes, water quality purposes, and again, this is a water commission discussion, so I don't want to take up too much of the sewer plan, but for all those reasons, it would be beneficial for the homeowners and for the water department to have that looped down that street to the, you know, the 8-inch that you're bringing in there.
So when
at
you
any
say
rate,
loop, we're
let's-
talking about a connection though, and we don't have we don't have rights to go over this property.
No, but if you came off the cul-de-sac there and left this, that side,
Mhm.
and stopped there, let's say, then that's someone else's business to take care of that probably. To take care
Oh,
of.
of course. Okay, okay, now I
So,
understand.
yeah, I mean, I think let's table this for the water commission. Sorry, I don't want to hijack this meeting with water discussion, it's sewer. But my only point was that don't make all these edits and then go to the water commission and then they say, let's make some more edits, because I'm just trying to, you know. make
Yeah,
that-
no, I agree. I think, if they take a, comprehensive look at this, from a water perspective, that decision should be made prior to us going forward with, the sewer side of it, I think.
Yeah, it does make sense though for her to make the corrections basically with the separation for water and sewer.
Yeah.
Both horizontally and vertically first before she goes to them.
Now, there is a existing new fire hydrant that is right at 80-90.
Yes,
I don't know if that main was continued any further to take when that water main was in there, or whether there's a valve there. That's on the inside of the existing driveway. So that should be marked out in terms of where the current, and whether it's a 6-inch main going to that hydrant or whatever it is, which with the water.
so the plans that were submitted do have all of the information that the water department could provide for me. And the water main is right here. This is the existing water main per the records. There's also the hydrant. This is the existing hydrant right here. So I actually also have a question. I thought that as far as the 10-foot separation or the 18-inch vertical separation, that we could encase the line in concrete or a pressure pipe in order, if we couldn't meet that distance. Is that not correct?
We do allow sleeving
Mm-hmm.
in some cases. Typically that's at crossings though. So from the perspective of from the perspective of sleeving the entire main or encasing the entire main, you know, I know the water department doesn't want their pipe encased.
Okay.
And we'd have to take a look to see how you're going to be doing it in terms of whether you're sleeving the other main or encasing that. But currently that's not shown on the plan, so.
Okay. All righty. Thank you.
The sleeving is pretty easy with the small 2-inch pipes and stuff, 4-inch pipe.
It is just a long way to go.
Mhm.
Because they're
Okay.
running close to the water all the way down.
Dan, on the bedroom count that you're looking for, one of the homes is going to be mine, so I know how many bedrooms that would be, but the other two are gonna be custom homes that have not been designed yet. I think they'll be 4-bedroom, but what happens if somebody comes along and I sell them a lot and they wanna go to a 5-bedroom? Do I just amend the fee amount? Or
I
does
think
that happen?
Yeah, I think those are planning board issues. I know that our fees are based off of number of bedrooms, and just as a standard 4-bedroom is $37,500.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know at this point in time, I would put them all down as 4 bedrooms, and if there's a change later on, it would need to come back before us because there'd be additional privilege fee assigned if they go to 5 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms, or whatever.
Okay, and what's the difference on the fee between a 4 and a 5?
1/4 of
$9,375.
All right, so it's substantial. Okay, that's great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and they're familiar with people putting in a den saying it's not a bedroom, so be prepared for that. So if there's a den on the second floor, it's usually suspect.
But these are probably gonna be $3 to $4 million houses, so.
Yeah.
Or more.
A little more than that, I'm hoping.
Yeah, I mean, basically you'll only have approval for a 4-bedroom if you submit for 4. If you submit for 6, obviously that might make it more attractive.
Right.
Piping and everything stays the same, so.
Right, it's just a fee, yep.
So is there any further discussion? So I guess the next thing to do would be to follow up with the water department. And then Carmen, you could follow up with the changes that Dan had looked for us,
Yes.
so that we can evaluate all that. And then once we hear from the water department, I think then we can forward fairly quick. Nina will get us the number of bedrooms. Not in front of the planning board already for all 3 units or 1 unit, or
We
Oh.
have,
Yeah,
For all
we
3?
already, the subdivision has already been approved. So this is for the road, not for the development of each individual lot.
yeah, no, I was just questioning the number of bedrooms. I don't know if you didn't obviously get down to the detail level of the dwellings.
no.
Okay.
No, we'll have to, potentially have to go
Okay.
back. Depending, I mean, they're large lots, so I'm not planning on putting any monster houses up. And I think with the size of the lot, I may not have to go back for large home review, but
Okay.
I don't know what, somebody's gonna design what. So,
The only other comment I might have is where the 2-inch mains are connecting to the single 2-inch main. It may be desirable to put in isolation valves on those 2-inch pipes. I don't see anything per se on here, but it's a fairly long length, so isolation would be probably a good idea in case we had a break.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you, Dan.
I also get a copy of this map or plan as well. Thank you.
Yes, so so Carol, I don't know, so what this is the approved
Okay,
subdivision plan set, so you had
Okay.
requested this, and this is simply the first sheet of the plan set that I submitted for the sewer department, but I put color on the sewer because with all the lines, it just gets lost. So I'd be happy
Okay.
to send both of them.
yeah,
Do
that
you-
would be great. Thank you so much.
Of course, do you also need them in paper form or is just electronic?
No,
Okay.
just digital would be great.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Alrighty, is anything else? Okay, if not, then we're all set with Black Horse Lane. We're all set with the abatements. So the next thing on the agenda would be other business.
Thank you very much. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
Thank you.
Carmen, take care. Thank you, Nino.
Thank you, you too.
So, Wayne, any other business that we want to discuss?
Not really. I would at some point like to do a little bit more about 215 Atlantic Avenue there, whether we're gonna liven up or have the ability to liven up a pipe between the bridge and the other side, and just sort of keep that moving along a little bit I guess the next step is probably to get a price of what it would do to do the work. And
They moved on that property at all? Haven't seen much action over there.
no, yeah, I haven't seen it either, but I think they must
Yeah.
be going towards, because it's gonna be pretty significant.
Yeah.
Wayne, you
Um,
indicated the contract is still in the area too, who was gonna give us a quote?
Yeah, he did a job on, down 3A, huge job going for the Situate Water Department, so he's still a little bit active around here. I saw his trucks there just the other day doing something else, patching something or something like that. So,
You want me to follow up with him?
yeah, I will. I'm going to give him a call today.
Okay.
The only thing I would like to do is, I would like to have Carol follow up, with two properties that are built. They haven't come in front of sewer yet. And I'm getting concerned with 147 South Main Street. That's the one across from St. Anthony's.
Yep.
He hasn't filed an application with us as far as I know.
And I just spoke with him today. They're not adding anything. He said the only thing they added was a small bathroom.
But doesn't,
So
but he tore down an existing building and he built a
Mhm.
brand new one. He has 3 apartments up at the top, which weren't there before.
okay,
And he has 3 offices on the bottom floor. So we need to find out what the existing EDUs are for that property prior to its
Okay.
demolish. If he already has 1 or 2 EDUs,
Yeah.
that's fine. We need to find out what he added to the building because there's a privilege and hookup fee that has to be assessed based on the new dwelling, because it's a change of use of the property. So I knew this was coming. He just assumed because he was on sewer, he could just hook straight to sewer. But he's got three apartments now that weren't there before. And is what he was approved for in planning. So we need to see the plans and we need to understand what he is. But more importantly, we need to know what the property was already given in EDUs so that Dan can look at the plan to kind of assess whether or not.
okay, I'll get in touch with them today.
Okay, and also 1 Pleasant Street. I don't know what happened in planning. I think they went in front of planning to convert from apartments to condos. Do you know, Brian?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can tell you from a sewer perspective, I inspected their connection to the sewer on the back of the building.
On Pleasant Street?
At One Pleasant, yeah, the new construction.
Yep.
And on the other property, I haven't seen anything on that, but I will add that I think all planning permissions, I mean, we've come across this before, just because they get planning permission, it's not tacit approval they still, I think in the conditions of planning approval, it says you need to go before the water board and the sewer board for approvals.
Yeah, we're the last plans we saw were prior to town meeting vote on where he was changing it to all commercial property on the first floor, office, no restaurant. And we're assessing a privilege and hookup fee based on that plan. And but we wanted to wait to find out what happened before we published what we were going to do. And now he's got to come back to us with whatever his final plans are, I guess. So those 2 properties are well beyond construction to the point where they could be occupied. And my concern is that, these people think that because they're on sewer, they can occupy without coming in front of sewer. So
Okay,
Carol,
I'll let them know.
147 was originally assigned 2 EDUs.
2
Okay.
EDUs. Okay. Need to see the plans to find out what they are now.
Yeah, based upon your description, it's probably more than that.
Yeah, it's 3 apartments and 3 office spaces on the bottom floor.
I have one item, and that is, Carol, has the Cook Estate finally got their amount that they want to pay, that they've been
I'm
trying?
working with Michelle, trying to get all that information, and because of all of the stuff going on with Pleasant Street and us moving or not moving,
Yeah, well, this
I'm
is
just waiting.
us
I
not
know.
to the town or to the client who just wants to know how much their quarterly amount is to pay.
Mm-hmm,
We-
okay.
We can't,
Yeah,
and
we-
we have the ability to give them that number. That,
We have a schedule that we published, and we worked on it with the Cook Estates of what the quarterly bill would be over time. I'll check my emails for that again, just
I
to
can
make sure
send it to you.
you do have it. Okay,
Yes.
just
so
need them.
yeah, when I went in to see Michelle about this was in January, we talked about having a third party do the billing quarterly.
And
And
she didn't want to do that. She wants me to do it.
okay, right, yeah, we had talked about paying a third party $200 a quarter to do the billing because we have to do CJC as well as Cook. And so then she stated maybe that the town would just do it in QuickBooks, you know, themselves. But I guess now it's moving to you to be
Mhm.
doing it. We were gonna have the water department do it because they were used to doing the billing. So it keeps getting bounced around. I don't know why. If Michelle's made a final decision, she should let us know.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
talk with her today.
Yeah, just tell her just to talk to one of us. I know she talks to Bill McGowan more often because he's in town, but last conversation I had with her was she was gonna be doing the billing herself, so.
It was all figured out in the beginning. You know? And and they want to get the money back from the, you know, who wants to, you know, get a bill 6 months old when you're, you know, and then it's going to be for more money than it would have been if you did it
Regular
correctly.
way, yeah.
So, and everybody up there has a water meter, which is what is going to affect their actual total bill anyway, right?
Yeah, they're getting billed.
Yeah.
Quarterly for water and sewer. So,
Right. Right, but for the rest of the money that they're not getting billed.
so
for the-
Carol, I also want to, I had talked to 2 finance directors ago. What I wanted was a separate account, a chart of, what they call a chart of accounts. So when you put the money in, I'd like to have a separate account number assigned to where Cook's money goes, where CJC money goes. And they could be sub-accounts of some larger account, but as long as we see the deposit going in from each one of those quarterly, then we can budget what we need to do for any capital expenses.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're going to be collecting a minimum of $100,000 a year for the next 20 years, so want to see those deposits coming in quarterly, and then we could, you know, encumber them as we move forward.
we
Okay.
could direct it towards the new, you know, new improvements to the plan.
Yeah, if we're going to do a 7-year cycle on membranes, then we're going to need to budget that money. We're going to have to put at least $65,000 a year away each year in order to cycle out every 7 years.
Now, this would be a good use for that money
Yeah.
that's here. You know, that's going to come in from those 2 properties.
I'll discuss that. I'll discuss all of this with Michelle today.
Okay, great. Thank you. Let us know how it goes.
You're
And
welcome.
yeah, just get a hold of this 215 Atlantic because we need to know what's going on.
215 Atlantic. Yep.
I'm sorry, not Atlantic. It's oh no, that was Wayne's the pipe over the bridge. I'm sorry.
The 147 South Main and then 1 Pleasant.
Yeah, 147 South Main. Sorry about that.
Okay. I will get in touch with him today.
Is there anything else? Anybody have anything else? No.
The next meeting?
Yeah, I was going to ask Wayne, when would you like the next meeting? That's up to you.
In 2 weeks,
In 2 weeks. So we
That's
can
the
either
28th.
we can have it February 28th, or we can have one in March 6th.
I'm gonna be away on the 6th.
all right,
Okay,
28.
28th. Okay,
Okay.
9:30 a.m.
Yeah.
on the 28th.
Fine.
Awesome. Okay, and I believe Bill will be joining us by then.
Okay, great.
So if you could just send him the invite for that as well, Carol.
I will.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Oh, and wait, I need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn. Wayne Sawchuck. So moved.
Paul, so moved, yep. Paul Kursai.
Wayne Sawchuck, aye.
Okay,
Thank
we'll
you.
see you.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
Bye
Take
now.
care. Bye.